In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the specially merciful. By the blessing of Sidi Shaykh, may Allah sanctify his secret. Beware, O Murid, do not let the company of other disciples harm you. We continuously urge you not to worry about others in your spiritual journey. Focus on yourself. Why? Because what matters is your own path. All your papers need to be in order. It doesn't concern you whether someone else's papers are in order or not. Everyone has their own business. What counts is that I am in order. I need to have my own visa, my own identity card. Everyone needs to look after themselves. If you were truly concerned about your own condition, you would forget about those around you. And why is the Shaykh indispensable here? Simply because he is the one who helps you to get all these papers in order. He tells you which documents you are missing. That's why you show respect, adab, towards him and follow his requests, because he knows what your file lacks. But you, by sharing your concerns with someone, seeking advice from another, you end up confused. Because you're not turning to the right bureau. Everyone has their own intentions. One person is here for work, another for marriage, another for studies. And you are here to learn. But you go and address someone who is looking for a wife. Naturally, he will tell you that you need to get married. And for that, you need X, Y, Z, etc. Understand then. Understand that a disciple is of absolutely no use to another disciple. When you spend hours engaging in idle chatter with a fellow disciple, you should know that ultimately you exhaust one another. The initial intention that resided in your heart becomes vulnerable to alteration as something else gets introduced. You might have approached the person with the intention of gaining knowledge, but they might be seeking something entirely different. They converse with you driven by their own motives, and their intent gradually begins to shape yours. Consequently, you may find yourself aspiring to emulate others rather than following your original path. Indeed, when engaging in conversation with another person, you may inadvertently adopt their perspective, achieving their hidden goals instead of your own. Whether those goals pertain to worldly ambitions or spiritual practices, such as dhikr, you may accomplish them, but without gaining anything beyond. Mulay Abdul Salam ibn Mashish, may Allah sanctify his secret, warns against this by saying, "Whoever leads you to the mundane dunya has certainly deceived you." A conversation between disciples often leads to worldly concerns. As for the one who believes himself superior and thinks he has understood everything, he may only guide you to dhikr, thereby exhausting you. But the Shaykh is different. He leads you directly to Allah, offering you good counsel. The Shaykh's wisdom is why he speaks openly to everyone, knowing that there is only Allah. A disciple, on the other hand, cannot do the same. He may isolate you, needing the veils of shadows to converse, for he is filled with darkness. Unlike the Shaykh, who openly shares his wisdom, the disciple may attempt to manipulate you, inviting you to a private conversation over coffee or through messages. He claims that you'll help each other, but in reality, this interaction may confuse you and turn your heart upside down. If the Shaykh hadn't opened your heart to understanding, it would have remained blind, stumbling in darkness without knowing where it is stepping. This underscores the importance of recognizing true guidance and the potential pitfalls of seeking wisdom from those who may lead you astray. Exercise caution and discernment in your spiritual journey, particularly in the opening of the vision of the heart, basira, which was granted to you from the moment of the bay'ah. Why is it that a seeker, no matter who he is, cannot open this basira for you while we can? Because we lead people to Allah, whereas He might lead you only to futile things, leaving your heart in turmoil. Instead of opening your heart, He may fill it with confusion, akin to filling it with sand. The same applies when you approach a disciple, thinking that you can open his heart. In reality, you may only be compounding his problems, obscuring his vision until he cannot see at all. Remember, you cannot have two imams leading the same prayer. You must choose your imam wisely. As the Messenger of Allah has said, your imams are your intercessors with Allah. If you want to purify your prayer, choose the best among you as your imam. Know that the one who will intercede for you is the imam whose hijrah was for Allah and His Messenger. Always evaluate why you are following someone. Is it because of material possessions, such as a nice car, or because you admire their speech or general knowledge? Be mindful of your intention, for it is not necessarily the other person who is wrong, but rather your intention. If you follow someone for a specific goal or self-interest, know that you may win neither in this world nor in the hereafter. Your intention in choosing a spiritual guide should be pure, directed towards seeking Allah and not influenced by superficial or worldly factors. And Allah the Almighty knows best.